Hi, okay, this is a short tutorial on how to do a yarn tail. The camera's a little awkwardly positioned because I need you to see what I'm doing with my hands. The yarn tail I'm working on is right over here. There we go. This is a yarn tail I've been working on since yesterday. I've got it hanging here because it's a little easier to keep it out of the way and so I can see how long it is when it's moving on. See, it's all black. It's awesome. It's my first ever yarn tail, and it's turning out fantastically, I have to say. I love it. And anyway, so here we go. This is how to do a yarn tail. I'm using a super bulky Lion brand, I think it's Wool-Ease, but it's just basic black. The chunkier it is, the smoother it comes out, and it's just easier to deal with in a general sense. So you don't have to use so much yarn to make a tail. Anyway, so to start, we take the end here, and we place it in the hand. This is just a basic thing. And wrap it. I wrap 8 times because 4 is a good small bunch, I'll say. And it works really nicely with this tail. And if I do 8, it means I can do 2 tufts. There we go, that's a good word, tufts. 2 tufts at a time. So 6, 7, 8. Okay, and you got to make sure to come back around on the last one because otherwise you're going to get a half strip. So here we go. I'm doing a little tutorial on yarn tails. Okay, so we have this wrapped up. Trim it off. Cut it like this. And ta-da! We have some length that we can use to make a yarn tail. Okay, this is the 4th of these that I've made, so I'm going to use one of the ones I've got previously to show you what I'm going to do with it. So we take 4 strands, because this is a good bundle, so 4 strands. And I'm going to find the longest one, because this doesn't always come out evenly. So it's easier to find slightly longer one. Here we go. This one's a little longer than the others. And this isn't like you'll find in most tutorials, but I find this easier in the long run. It's where you tie it in the middle, good and tight like this. So you make a little spider. It's like, yeah, I'm a spider. And then here comes the interesting part where you get to see where it becomes the tail. So I have a slicker brush. I just got this from Petco. It's nothing special. It's just a basic slicker brush. And then starting from the bottom on the arm, like this. Move that line a little bit. Okay, you can already see it's starting to fluff out, get smooth. This is really cool. I love doing this part because it's like, oh look, it's becoming fur. Look, it's fur. And I find this easier to do on my lap, just personally. It's just simpler for me. But you can do it on a table, you can do it on a blanket, you can do it on your bed or whatever. It's just whatever works best for you. Okay, so I'm brushing this out to just about a 1/2 inch, where you can still see some twists up here, because it'll make it a little easier to tie, and if you really want to brush it out entirely later, you can. Okay, so here we go. Look at that, it's all nice and fur looking. Okay, now we're going to take our tail. Ta-da, here's the tail. And
Getting long.
Yes, it's getting long. And you can see right here at the top, everything's all brushed out and smooth, and this is where you're going to see the magic happen. So here we go. We're going to tie this onto this. Ta-da! There we go. It's all nice and tied on, and there's our nice little tuft. But we also have these 2 ends that weren't brushed out. What are we going to do with them? You could cut them off. You can trim them, do whatever. I personally just like to brush them out because it adds to the fur. One less thing I have to worry about throwing away.
Recycle.
Or recycle or whatever. And pull it down slightly. Nice fit. And ta-da! It's all nice and fit on. If you're wondering what this is a braid that I made out of a slightly smaller yarn. Like, this is the yarn that I use for the tufts, and this is the yarn that I use for the braid. I use the thinner, stiffer yarn for the braid, simply because it's a little more resilient from what I've seen, and it makes me so I can make a smaller tail that looks fluffier without having extra bulk. So it's all super fluff! Yay! And if you're wondering what to do with this fluff that's on the brush, if you're a plush maker like me, or a teddy bear or something, this stuff stays nice and fluffy. It's all nice and fluffy. I have a huge pile of this stuff. I mean, look at this. This is just fluff. You can use this for stuffing. This is fantastic for stuffing. Or felting. Or whatever you want. It's fantastic stuff. So, that's making a yarn tail. Enjoy.